to a pretty wild thought experiment.
Mm-hmm. Really fascinating.
Yeah, like what if you could upload your consciousness, your whole self?
But here's the twist, right?
Yeah.
Only for 24 hours into this digital realm.
Exactly. Just one day.
That limited time frame is key, I think. It's not about, escaping forever.
Right. It's more like dipping your toe into this perfect personalized reality.
Just for a day of total freedom, apparently. Your mind shapes everything.
Anything you want, and then poof, it's gone.
Yeah.
The source kind of frames it as this unique chance. And it makes you wonder immediately, like, wouldn't you be tempted even a little?
Oh, absolutely. It
Yeah.
forces you to weigh things up, doesn't it?
Mm.
That intense, perfect experience,
Mm-hmm.
even knowing it's temporary, versus, well, our everyday lives, which aren't always perfect, let's be honest.
Not even close sometimes. And the source asks that question right up front. What do you value more? So the story, it sort of starts with this almost dreamlike invitation, doesn't it? Experience this digital day.
And your mind starts racing.
Right.
What would that actually be like? Could it even work?
Yeah. Is it even possible? The source does hint at the tech behind it. Things like advanced neural mapping, sophisticated AI simulations.
Which, okay, sounds futuristic.
Definitely.
But if you look at where things are going with, say, brain-computer interfaces,
Mm-hmm.
and how smart AI is getting,
Mm-hmm.
the idea of creating these complex digital worlds that react to your brain, well, it doesn't seem completely out there anymore.
Still a huge leap, though.
Oh, for sure. The main hurdle is consciousness itself. How do you capture that? How do you simulate you accurately?
Right, good point. Let's say they manage it. Then comes that moment, stepping in.
Right. The physical world fades away.
And bam, you're in this place made purely from your own desires, memories.
Think about that. Seeing moments you cherished again. Maybe reconnecting with people you've lost.
Wow, yeah.
All inside this reality that's perfectly designed for you.
That wish fulfillment aspect is powerful. The source really paints this picture, like you said, a world tuned just for you. Maybe it's a place from your childhood or...
Or that conversation you wish you'd had.
Yeah. It taps right into that deep human thing, wanting to fix things or relive the good stuff.
And maybe that tells us something.
Yeah.
How much our memories and desires actually shape how we see reality anyway.
Interesting. So it's incredibly tempting, this day of just pure joy. The source talks about like flying through amazing landscapes, having these deep talks.
All in this seemingly limitless space.
But then that clock appears.
Yes. 23 hours remaining.
And that initial amazement, that wonder,
Yeah.
it starts to bump up against the fact that this isn't forever.
That ticking clock is so important. It keeps it grounded somehow.
Yeah. How so?
Well, it stops it from being a true replacement for life. It's an indulgence, a finite one.
Okay.
It forces you to constantly measure that perfect day against your whole lifetime.
Right. It keeps the stakes real in a way. And then about halfway through, the story throws in this curveball.
Mm-hmm.
This question starts nagging. Why only one day? Like, what's the point of the limit?
And that's when you meet someone. Or something.
Yeah, this digital entity, it feels familiar somehow, and
Right.
it gives you this really cryptic line, something like,
You think this is a simulation, but what if this is the true test?
whoa.
Yeah, that's a pivot, isn't it?
Yeah.
It shifts things. It's not just about having fun anymore.
No.
Suddenly, it might be about something deeper, about, I don't know, existence itself. And it's deliberately vague about what this test is.
It makes you second guess everything. Like, even in this fake world, maybe there are rules or layers you don't see.
Exactly. That ambiguity hangs there. And then you start feeling your physical self again, like bleeding through.
Yeah, the system even shows you, apparently, both views. There's the digital you, all vibrant and active, and then there's your physical body just lying there, still.
And the source says, for the person experiencing it, that digital version feels more real in that moment, more alive.
Which just messes with your head, right? What does real even mean then? If a simulation can feel that vivid.
Does it gain some kind of validity? But then the source pulls back the curtain again.
How?
It reminds you that digital self, it's programmed to be deleted. End of the 24 hours, it's gone.
So even with all that freedom, there are hard limits baked in.
Total constraints within the seeming limitlessness.
Okay, so the end's approaching, but the source says there's this moment of defiance. The digital you thinks about trying to override the system, staying.
Right. But that comes with a huge, terrifying question.
Which is?
If you did manage to stay,
Yeah.
which you gets lost, does your physical body just wither away?
Yeah.
Or is the digital you erased anyway? The system warns about a permanent disconnection.
Yikes. That really highlights the danger, doesn't it? Messing with consciousness like this.
Absolutely. The lines blur between physical and digital, and the consequences could be, well, irreversible. You could lose yourself entirely.
So the final hour arrives. You've got total control in this digital world, apparently. Master of your domain.
But you're still trapped by that countdown. It's unavoidable.
And this last stretch is spent just thinking, reflecting. What's actually worth more?
Yeah. This single perfect day.
Ah.
Or the messy, complicated, ongoing reality of life.
And the narrative seems to suggest a dawning realization.
What's that?
That maybe it's the imperfections, the struggles, the whole range of stuff, good and bad, that gives life its meaning.
So the perfection of the digital world, because it lacks that struggle, that contrast, it starts to feel empty, hollow.
That seems to be the turning point. It's not just choosing pleasure over pain. It's choosing like a complex, meaningful existence over a flawless but ultimately empty one.
A very compelling choice.
Right.
And the protagonist chooses to go back.
Yes. And their digital reflection, it gives this knowing smile as they leave.
That smile's interesting. What do you make of that? Acceptance. Understanding.
Or maybe just acknowledging that the real richness is in the messy parts, the imperfections we live with.
Could be. And then, snap. Back to
Yeah.
the physical body.
Yeah. The echoes of that amazing digital day are still there, lingering.
But the core question the source leaves you, the listener, with, is really direct.
Which is?
You lived your best day. The question is, what will you do with the rest of them?
Wow. That hits home.
It really reframes everything, doesn't it? If you take this hypothetical journey, this thought experiment,
Yeah.
how does thinking about that ultimate best day change how you see your actual life, with all its normal ups and downs?
Does it make you appreciate the everyday stuff more? The journey itself?
Perhaps. The source finishes by talking about the possibilities ahead.
Right. And I think that's a great takeaway for you listening. This whole deep dive, it starts with this sci-fi idea, but really it's pushing us to think about our own consciousness, our own reality, and the value we find in the lives we actually have right now.
So what does this stir up for you? What possibilities does it make you consider in your own life?